Tan Meng and Iskander Zulkarnain. At that point, it was Kenichi Tago to lead off the line. And this time they've changed around, and it's this man who was absolutely amazing in that 6-11, 11-10, 9-11, 10-11 match with Tan Kian Meng on Sunday. I've actually got the score sheet right here.
It was really a fascinating battle.
Incredible.
Incredible. I mean, Iskander, if it's possible, has actually improved in the short space of time of the Purple League. He's tightened up on some of those weaknesses of his. For example, tempting sometimes to play the cross-court smash. We didn't see that so much against Tan, and I think he handled the pressure very well when his opponent started to get some points and get himself into the match. So a great performance from Iskander.
And of course, Chen and Xiao will be looking for another win. They won their last match 3-0. Sorry. And all in all, on that day, there were, well, it was just a big day for them. There was 5 out of 6 matches, or 4 out of 6 matches that they won. First one 3-0, the last one 3-0, but then there were also wins for Aryansha and Tegan Ingram. Tegan Ingram was standing in for Chen Zhao, and they came through that 3-0 as well, and just conceded the 7 games.
I have to say, it's going to be a tall order for Bangsar Hawks to win this match today, but they are going to have some chances to score some games. As I said, I think that Ramachandran's got a chance here as a new player in the Kopiko Purple League, quite a young entrant, but if he can maybe surprise Iskander with some shot making, perhaps to use the fact that Iskander wouldn't have had too many games against him, and maybe he can get a game or even 2 to make it an exciting match.
I noticed you said he'd get a game or 2, but not the win, because you'd expect Iskander, if he fell into his flow, to be able to take out somebody 7-7-4 in the world. But you're right, there might be points in games delivered, and that's so important right now. As even the manager Ismail Saman said on court, if you look at our service charge and umpire for the day, for the evening, sorry, points and games is all they can ask for right now. Bangsar Hawks being 12th in the league and some way off. Said minus 55 is their games difference.
But Ismail is a fighter, and he's also very supportive of all his players that play for him. So he will ask them to do their best, to go out and try their hardest, but he'll keep faith with his young players, his rookie players, and see if they can come good towards the end of the season. And
don't forget that while we saw in the earlier tie, Petaling United disabled in a sort by having some of their players away, well, Petaling have had to play a pretty tough match on Sunday. They just had that 1-day rest. Now they're back here again, so we'll see if that affects him in any way. It probably won't affect Iskander too much, because he seems to be in top shape. Now his game was outfoxed by Tan Kian Meng, but it was an incredible pattern to play when they were both playing, and you just wonder if Ramachandran gets caught out by the smash, the big Iskander smash, too many times, so quickly, then it might be a little bit too much for him.
Represented by Satyesteran Ramachandran. And on my left, Petaling DC, represented by Iskander Zulkarnain Zainuddin. Petaling DC to serve. Low wall, play.
So Iskander to serve.
Straight away,
the surprise.
Great point. This is what I mean.
So first,
he could bring a surprise tonight.
So first statistic that has entered the screen is a clear winner. Ramachandran, you couldn't ask for a more confident first point. But that's what he's going to deal with, and that was a weak one.
It's quite a soft smash, but it was put straight into that difficult zone for defense, just to the bottom left of the body.
And that, as I said, was one of his weakest smashes. If he gets full contact on it. Now I wonder if Satya Ramachandran has been watching all these matches on Astro Supersport and realized that he shouldn't be lifting this shuttle anywhere near the baseline, because that's going to be certain death. So far he hasn't done it.
Just leaving himself a little bit out of position there to come forward for the easy cross from Iskander.
And that was more of the speed that we expected from him. He still wasn't the fastest, I don't think.
He just worked that point nicely, just forcing Ramachandran to do an emergency lift to the back of the court, and he was there to pick out his smash.
The important thing is that had that stayed in, Iskander was in exactly the right place to return it as well. So his positional game, we said earlier in the afternoon, he's ahead of the point.
But Ramachandran looks comfortable out there. He is responding well, looks cool and composed.
And the scoreline's favouring that as well. And with that out, that's tied up.
Out by Iskander.
Tied up at 3 apiece.
And we have seen that Iskander sometimes takes a little bit of time to get warmed up in a match.
I wonder if that's
into
going to
his stride.
That's going to be too much for him. I wonder if 17-year-old Sati Ramachandran, wow, he's pretty aggressive.
That's impressive, yes, from the youngster.
Very, very nice.
Iskander thinking this is going to be another long night.
Yes, exactly that. He's holding his head. As we've just seen that he has got one power smash. He's slightly taller, which means when he jumps, he's going to get slightly steeper angle as well. There's the disguise. Well, so far, Donald, I'm seeing a very solid performance indeed from this 17-year-old.
Absolutely superb.
Wow. I'd take a seat, Donald. I seriously would. This might seriously be decided. That point alone has convinced me.
That was world-class badminton from
really
a 17-year-old and a player who's supposedly ranked outside the top 50 in the world, but really plays like he can take on anyone.
Yep, and that's in the 8th point of this game, 4 minutes in. That's the rally that we saw, so it's got a lot of potential, but that's the point that convinced me. I'm no longer a fence sitter. I think he can pull off a surprise if he can just hold. Because it's not just about the brilliance of technique and positioning, it's about being able to do it sustained over, say, half an hour, 40 minutes per match, and then you'll definitely be in contention. Lapses of concentration in the Kopiko Purple League. Wow, well marshaled out.
Some very nice technical net play from the youngster, forcing the error from Iskander.
I wonder. Again, if it is Iskander taking a while to warm up, then he will pay the price for it against Ramachandran.
And it's a different kind of pressure when you're expected to win.
Exactly. Tan Meng and him were evenly matched when they went in there. And if I'm right, if I remember rightly, I think the score was tied up at the time. So there was a lot of pressure from the clubs for them to deliver. This is different. Yep, Iskander's going to find this very, very difficult.
So far, he's playing quite a patient game against the youngster. On paper, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
To just wait and see if your opponent will make more mistakes. But they're equal on the unforced error statistics at the moment.
And net winners, smash winners equal on a piece. They've both put in 3-point runs. And look at that. He's making Iskander move. Well, that was, I said, perfectly controlled point.
Powerful smash from Ramachandran.
Waited for the right time to unleash it as well.
It's quite a weak return from Iskander, and Ramachandran was quick enough to get round. It was full force cross court.
So 7-all. We have already seen, I said, youngsters, Go Jinwei and Cha Mei Kwan, always the two that I bring up, but we've got Chin as well. Step up to the mark and the biggest stage of cameras and lights and fans very easily. That's exactly what Sathya Ramachandran is doing here.
Oh, that's just long. That was a
Just
key point,
yeah.
but just long.
It was absolutely key. Could have been 9-7.
Yeah.
Oh, we tried to switch up. Or rather switch down the tempo. Sending everything back with interest, but too much at the moment.
Yeah, looking skyward because he had his chances in this first game.
Now, we were just saying about how it's important to keep it as sustained pressure for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and definitely for the first few minutes of this game. He's only taken 8. He was absolutely on the ball. He's lost that first one, 11-8, but has shown enough so far.
Just that last point, he tried to smash his way back into the game, take a risk.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best choice of shot when you're on a game point down.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's strategic play like that that's he's not going to know. He's not going to be aware of just yet, or possibly is in the process of learning it. So
he's got Ismail Saman in his corner, notable singles champion, and so that's a good team talk to have.
And he would have, just like all the managers, of course, been very happy enough to start him. It's a long-term initiative, of course, the Purple League. And that I can just see Data Jacko, the man responsible for all of it, down. This has walked in. So a lot of these clubs will be looking to develop over a course of time, whether that's an entire season or 3 or 4 seasons. It's really up to them, because it is just a great platform and staging area for any badminton club. Now, there was no infringement there. No net foul. No. Good. In that case, very nice kill.
Oh, gone long.
That was
snatching at that one. Maybe he's feeling under pressure, even though he's a game ahead here.
Well, as I said, his initial game, his usual game, can't really play it against Ramachandran. He's returning all the smashes. He's lifting him to the back of the court. He's moving him around. So it might just be another one of these fluid motion things instead.
Inch perfect net shot from Sathistharan. Oh, couldn't make it 2. But he really has impressed me for quite a tall player. How light he is on his feet, getting forward and back, just skipping into the shots.
Yeah, he has got down for his net shots very well. And then, of course, there's the
speed as well.
Sudden change to power and speed. And this is more like it. This is the kind of scoreline that, to be honest, his game deserved.
Sometimes when your opponent is trying to control you, you just have to really try and give that extra explosive effort to intercept the shuttle and just put it to bed.
Well, he's done well so far.
Yeah, well, he did that in that last shot. He's now 4-1 in this game.
Now, it could be interesting why the court's being mopped down at that specific point, because maybe it was called, requested by Iskander, of course. I wonder if he wanted to slow it all down.
How cynical you are, Jimin.
I can't help it. I'm a journalist. It's the way it works. You wonder about these things. Either way, it's not going to change the scoreline. 5-1. These are just tactics, even if they were used. And And the fact is that Sati has completely deserved this lead. That's another point. So I think it's safe to say this is now not going according to plan.
And this game should be Sati Staran's. If he wasn't 17 years old and an experienced player, you would expect this game to be closed out. So let's see if he can match some excellent controlling badminton with the mental toughness to get a game on the board for his team.
And that was a bad misjudge. Iskander, he just saw it really late. Tried to rescue it, but picked up the shuttle so low it was never getting over the net. And that was another well-controlled point by Sati. This is no fluke, this 8-1. It's been a constantly improving game since the opening point, which was, remember, cross-court, clear winner.
I wonder what Ismail Saman told him after the first game.
I wonder. Wow. Good idea. And it actually would have looked... You can see exactly what they're telling him to do. Just calm down. Just take it easy. And smiling about it. I think, you know, they've unearthed the talent here. Oh, couldn't return that one.
Of course, Iskander only playing, I think, 2 days ago.
That's right. And I said with a power game like his, and taken to such a 4-game match with Tan Ken Meng.
A very difficult game he had as well, so I wonder if he's feeling the effects of that still.
Well, being called back to court here. This is moving around a lot.
Umpire asking for the hurry up, quite right.
He's looking out of breath. Sati, on the other hand, is looking absolutely fine. Then he is 17 years old. That's too long. So, the unforced error count, as you'd expect, such a young player has just hit 11. Iskander's on 8. Well done.
I mean, he has everything at the moment. He's got the net play and the attacking play from the back of the court. And this is a great position to be in.
Now, we did see from Simon Santoso right the first match of this match day that there is a system that you can get into if you're more advanced, where you just work off the actions of your opponent and just play a really safe game until the unforced errors start turning up. They usually start playing it. Simon had to start playing it around point 7, rest the game, hold the game, and then start winning your points back. Now, Iskander can do that. You wouldn't expect Sati to at 17. And he'd also have a real go at himself if he misses shots. We've seen the quality of shot that he's capable of now, so only he knows exactly what he can do. But from being 8-1 up, 9-7, another error.
Iskander just
that was a very nice
feeds off his own shot making. If things are going his way, he just enlarges, and things are not going his way, he shrinks. So he's now got the reversal and the momentum in this match. But Ramachandran showing he has a lot of dangerous shots in him.
Yep, you definitely can't leave him.
To give him the game point.
He must always be supervised, being under 18, everywhere on the court. Oh, so he's going to murder
Oh,
you.
brilliant.
He's absolutely going to.
Fantastic.
As I said, he's absolutely going to murder you. That's another mini upset that we've seen. Very good from the 17-year-old. 1-1 in the tie.
That's a great way to get your first game in Kopiko Purple League
There
singles.
it is. He started it with, as I said, a big smash. He ended that one with a big smash. 1-0 on the tie, as you can see there. And mirrored scores, 8 minutes apiece. 8-11, 11-8. And talking of those clear winners, I think we're about to have a look at some. Let's see where he put them. There you go, 8 clear winners, 17 years old, more than we've seen pretty much all day, and nicely spread out, well within the lines, well within the bordered places. So,
and that doesn't really tell the story of actually some of the great net play as well that would have forced the position to get those clear winners. So that's a really interesting statistic. He has got a very powerful smash as young Satistaran Ramachandran.
And he's not overusing it as well. He waits, sets it up. There's Chen Zhao. She was not quite feeling up to it. For a second, I thought she was a fan. Maybe she'll be. I don't think she's known. Tika Dingu has been put into mixed doubles here for this evening as well, so perhaps not quite ready. But Tika did show that she was very useful and paired up with Adansha Putra coming up later on. Well, had his back to net for a second.
Very powerful smash, getting through the defensive Ramachandran.
A few points just to calm the nerves.
Yes, little gasp from the crowd actually when Iskander just stepped forward to push that net shot. We're not seeing it. It's not seeing it here, but then that led to the lift, and he finished.
Well, this
great
is
attacking
what I meant about if he gets into his game, he might be able to pull off a good few points, and that should be enough. But especially in that second game, he wasn't allowed to do that because of moves like that, just changing the tempo down.
1-3.
And it's really great to see Ramachandran constructing points like that last one. Just tempting Iskander into a rash net shot, and he just almost like he planned it.
Still keeps looking skyward every time something goes wrong, which is but not in a, I said it's not debilitating his game in any way, it's not making it any weaker. But look at that. As I said, we now know, we've seen the quality of shot that he can play, so he's going to know exactly how good he can be. If he thinks he's let himself down.
That's the third point won with a backhanded net shot onto the forehand of Ramachandran. Now it's kind of just changing direction. Oh, just
So
clipped
lucky.
the net. Clipped the
So
net,
lucky.
yeah. That's a hair's breadth. And just on some key moments, again, the momentum of this match just completely reversed.
And again, there's more exaggerated reactions to these shots that aren't going for him. That one's in. Is it?
It's gone out.
No, it's
Gone
out.
long.
So what he needs is to now just stop worrying about what's going wrong and focusing again on what he does
Oh,
right.
and that's in, yes.
That's in, yeah.
Called in, yes. The line judge took a long time to call that one on the baseline, but eventually the hand was
Now,
raised.
he has committed 15 unforced errors, but he's also put a string together of 5 points, which means he can pull this back. Oh, so delicate on the net.
Well, this is really nice to see a match between these two players. I think so many people expected
Straight 3-0.
straight 3-0. On paper, you'd expect that, but I tell you, the Petaling crowd are very quiet.
Yes,
normally
they are.
Very noisy, but they're muted by this performance from the Bangsar Hawk youngster.
There's a lot of good players coming their way. Gobi, Sharma, Diancha, Putra, Kalucha, Piano, and Union Fun should all produce points. As Iskander moves closer to the conclusion of the third game.
It's kind of just leaping onto that one. It was a little bit short mid-court. As was that one, and that's a Christmas present.
Yeah.
When they come at that sort of angle, and just not penetrating far enough.
So 9-3. A little bit of a breakdown in composure from 17-year-old Sati Ramachandran, but expected. He's already delivered a game to his club, a point for his club with that second game victory. So, in just 5 minutes, the third game falls, and it falls to Iskander. And I just hope that Ismail Saman, who's now talking to Sati, can calm him down. I can see some hand movements. Which are more exaggerated. You can't see the one, you just can. Right there. So
yeah.
they're definitely having a great many words with him, but I think it's more in just getting him to apply himself. In that second game,
studying closely, trying to lip read and understand what they're saying, but I think it could be something about trying to jab more, push the Iskander back off balance.
I saw that jab sign as well.
So we'll see if that happens in this game. But they are the experts.
They are the
undoubtedly
experts.
At singles.
And he's already done more than he was expected to do by winning that second game, by getting Bangsar on the scoreboard early. Wow, that was a shot that I was waiting to see. There was that one shot so far that has either been too strong or placed well enough that Iskander can't quite accurately return it.
And Iskander in that first exchange was trying to up the pace a little bit, but it worked against him. I think in the end.
Sati again on the reflex defense. Goes for the drop, doesn't quite make it.
It was a nice defense, but
it was also too exquisite a drop to be executing, I would have thought.
Quite soft.
Would have been
Just mistimed
absolutely
it.
incredible. That's in.
Called in, yes.
And rightly so.
So Ramachandran, yes, going for a new game plan, jabbing his opponent, some flat drives towards the back of the court.
And then exerting his own pressure back.
I'm not entirely clear if that's working or not at the moment, but he is 2-2 in the fourth game.
Which is already more games than was expected. So who knows? No, well, went for one shot, and in the course of executing it, tried to execute another shot. As you can see there, and you really don't have enough time to do that. Another exquisite drop shot attempted, not completed. We know for sure that the smash is 100% bona fide confirmed, works every time. Possibly a bit more to prove in terms of...
That's going in, yes, yes.
Brilliant, absolutely fantastic.
Skander looking to the net judge, but it was, in by quite a margin. And that's been quite an effective shot from Satistharen on a number of occasions, just cross court to the backhand of Skander.
There's the rest of Petaling. Waiting for their turn to get on. And another clear winner.
Yes, very, very difficult shot to get that into the right zone, and Ramachandran makes it look very easy.
That was daylight.
It's a slicing
absolute daylight
half smash
between the shuttle and Iskander.
If I remember, we saw Tan attacking a few times on the backhand side of Iskander with some success.
Wow, closed it down, knew where he had to be. Whatever return was going to come back, it was going to get fired back too quickly. Kenichi Tago just reminding you all to just wait for his game, because it is going to be brilliant. I'll be coming up in the 5th match. He's been charged with bringing in points late on in the tie. In fact, the exact same spot that Iskander was in on Sunday against Han Kan-meng. Just if you missed any of those, that performance by Kenichi Tago on Sunday was worthy of his reputation, and there was a lot of preceding matches and practice matches and book signings and everything that happened beforehand. But then he got on court and it was very comfortable indeed for him.
In the end, yeah, very commanding performance from Tago. I think after a sort of an early difficult period in the first match, he never really got behind.
Yeah.
But credit to So, who
that's right,
11-8, 11-8, 11-8, and gave a very, very composed and noteworthy performance against one of the world's top players.
Sati very strong on that transition from front to back. As he's moving back, he can quite happily smash it away.
Both players just frantically moving as quickly as they can to try and get the initiative on it. On that occasion, Ramachandran was just one step ahead of Iskander. That's called in.
And he knew it. So, is he going to take this to 5? I think he might do. I wonder. Find himself up for this 4th game. Oh, well, well.
And again.
Now that was a very difficult shot, the second one. When he was moving one way, and watching now, it's just all about racket facing. The
technique this young player has while attacking is absolutely flawless. That's a real masterclass that we're watching here from a 17-year-old.
If you just had, the strategy and the ability to reduce his unforced errors, which, as expected, match his age. Actually, just 18, 1 year older. If he could pull those back, then this would have been a very different game. Iskander's on 10, as we've seen of late. Keeping it to around 10 to 15 would be the margins of life that you'd expect. Anything more than 15, and that was confirmed by Samuel Nason, the manager of Kopiko, and you will get a talking to from your manager. Touch the net.
No foul given.
Well, Everyone saw it touch. No. I'm seeing things, Donald. It's not good for a commentator. It's not good.
And again,
wow.
Yes. So
Wow, you've got to give that.
Here we've got the perfect angle to see those.
Brilliant. That was a fantastic angle. It was fantastic execution.
It's like a missile
worthy
off
of
the
game
racket.
point. Well, well, well. Oh, the push lets him down, but he's got 3 game points to spare. Iskander has, as you said, Donald, found himself in yet another tough match. And he looked just a little bit scared there. He didn't quite know, yeah.
Sorry, 4th game. Satistan.
Yep.
And what a game we have.
Amazing. And the funny thing is that right at the end, it was almost as if Iskander didn't quite know what to do at the net. You saw him just hesitate a bit when he was moving back because the drop shot didn't work. And I think he just thinks, hold on, if that smash that was beating him, and I think if we look at the smash winners now, yep, he's up 9-8. So one of the players that we established as being one of the smashers, Iskander Zulkarnain, is being out-smashed here by 17-year-old Satyajit Ramachandran. And clear winners, he's got 12 as opposed to Iskander's 5.
And look at straight in that backhand backhand corner of Iskander. 9
in this game alone.
Yeah.
Look at them.
He's really pummeling him on the backhand. That's really interesting to see in the statistics.
That is like a shooting range. That is grouping. Collective grouping.
I wonder if Iskander is realizing how much space he's leaving on that side and trying to tighten up.
Yeah.
But of course, you've got a young player that's got fresh legs and has got a lot of height as well, and he's finding he can attack from almost anywhere on the court. So Iskander's probably thinking, where can I put the shuttle where he can't get at it? And there's not many places.
That's the hesitation I think I saw in him when he was moving back from the net after his initial attack hadn't worked. It was like, okay, this is all a little bit now volatile as to what could happen, because perhaps Iskander's just being aware of the amount of space he's leaving. Now, younger player, theoretically, should come through this. Younger player with the skills that Sati has should definitely come through this. We'll see what Iskander can plot. Kind of game we'd expect from him, just keeping it safe and solid. Not giving him the chance to smash. In. Well done.
It's more positive from Iskander, but every single point he has to work hard.
Yeah, he's got to do that.
We saw it in that one. There's no easy points against this young player.
He's got to do that 11 times, essentially, because that's going to be difficult. What he essentially did there was keep him mid-court to backcourt and low, so that he couldn't actually jump and smash it, because I think Iskander's completely aware that those smashes will go past him. He's already breathing heavy, I can tell you that. See that right here. Hats off to Ismail Saman for discovering yet another talent. And it's an error like that. Credit to Iskander, only 10 unforced errors up to this point in the 5th game. That really isn't bad. As I calculated, there are 83 points that have been played already. And of those, 12 unforced errors, probably not so bad. 19, the youngster, well, we'd expect that. But also, some of these other stats are amazing. 9 smash winners, 12 clear winners, 2 net winners. This is all 5 consecutive points. It's all on Sati's side. And here we are, 2-1 in the 5th. Sati to serve. Well, long, yeah.
Just snatching at it.
Shame, because he was in full control at that point
Yes,
as well.
he did everything right before that. I wonder if he may have just hit the tape, it looked like, on the last shot. See? No, just hit it long.
Just wide. He was so excited that he had the chance. Couldn't convert it, but everything else up to that point was absolutely perfect. Now that's what I expected to see more of in this match. Iskander's smash flying off at various tangents off Sathi's racket. Hasn't happened as much as we would have thought. And now Iskander looking a little bit more like Iskander we know. That's his game there. And that's almost a full contact smash that is placed at exactly the right spot in the air for him. Net denies Sathi on such a crucial point. It's going to be 5-2 or 3-4. Very unlucky. Well, I had a quick look at the line judges there. 6-2, Iskander's up in the fifth. And he's been enforcing his game. There has been no dropping of the head from young Sathi Ramachandran at all. Iskander has just moved into slightly different gear. That's the confirmation of that. Look at those times, 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 5 minutes, 9 minutes, and now 5 in this one.
20 seconds.
It's 2-2 on the tie. It's 2-2 in this match. The first match in the tie between Petaling in black and Bangsar Hawks in the yellow. Wow.
That was a high shot from Sathi's tower, and I would have thought that Iskander would have pounced on that, but he elected for the drop. Unusual, but it hasn't worked out for him. He's still 6-3.
Yeah, he's got a few points to play with, so I myself, I wouldn't start experimenting against a player like Sathi, but quick double take there. Again, a double take as to which shot to play.
And coaches in the Bangsar Hawks corner are really leaping with enthusiasm. Every point counts here. This could be
this is a great hole for them already.
Potentially memorable upset. And what that would mean to Ismail Saman.
Yeah, he is definitely in good spirits. We can just see him off to the right here. And as I said, this was expected to be possibly by himself as well, because of the vast gap in difference in age. A 3-0 could have been managed by Iskander, but whether it's down to a combination of just being tired from having a Sunday tie plus some great skills from 17-year-old. Different story entirely. He was lucky there.
Just gone long, yes.
He was very lucky there. Because again, his initial attack went wrong. And as soon as it did, he was open.
And there we see Iskander again just taking his time, because
The best thing he can do.
he needs to calm this opponent of his. And he needs to think about every shot. So,
and by the looks of it, get his breath back. But
and
yes,
changing
and
the
then
shuttle
changing shuttle as well. Would you like to change his shirt, perhaps?
all within the rules.
I think I tie a shoelace. You can still tie a shoelace as well. and walking back and forth a few times. I think that is the longest stretch so far. And it works. Upset the rhythm, your opponent's mind.
I mean, Iskander has gone from being a clear favorite in this match to being under pressure now to close it out, so
that's right.
You can't blame him.
He's certainly not happy with those smashes and drives coming his way. That's out.
It's gone away as Satistaren.
Good idea.
Will we get an exciting finish to this match?
We just might do. You never know. Well. A reflex return.
Almost
on a crucial
made it.
point, yeah. If that had just gone a different way, important thing was his racket got there. So 9-6, it was an important point indeed. Clipped the net just a little. Look how high he's playing. Quite happy just to sit right in front of the net. It's strange because it's almost as if Sati isn't scared of Iskander's shot, but Iskander is scared of Sati's shot. And unfortunately, because he is young, some of those shots, his unforced error count is now 25. That's out, that's 26, and that's the match. But it wasn't the way that Petaling would have wanted it. It's definitely not the way Iskander would have wanted it. And they come through that 3-2.
And that's the win from Petaling, BC.
3-2. Well done to the 17-year-old for getting some points and games back for Bangsar's confirmation of those scores right there. And I think now we're already going to hear from Iskander Zukainen, who's down on court with JD.
All right, we're down here with Iskander, who just picked up a win for Petaling BC in the first match for this tie. Iskander, you seem to like playing 5 sets. All right, what happened during the match? It was him, then you, then him, then you. What would happen?
I got a little bit pressure, and then my opponent is junior, so he no pressure to play with me. So he played well today, so I take the challenge.
So will there be, I mean, in the future, I know it's a lot of pressure as captain to always win a 3-0, but in the future, do you think your matches will get easier? Will your coaches be telling you something different?
I hope my coach will tell me a lot of the motivation for me. And today I disappointed because I let 2 games down.
But you still got a win, so don't worry about it. Congratulations. Iskander Zukainen, Zainuddin for Petaling BC. Back to you in the Ivor Court commentary box.
And that just goes to prove exactly what we're saying, that it really is about expectations and what you can do for your club. And it's important that Iskander realized there that, in a sense, he's given 2 games away. Regardless of Petaling's standings in the table, it's not the best gift you could give. And he also noticed the difference in pressure and expectation of being a junior and a senior as well.
Yeah, well, I think really it was an exceptional performance from the youngster. He has a reputation in the junior ranks. He did quite well at the World Junior Championships last year, but nobody really expected him to come out and go to 5 sets against Iskander, who had to really draw on all his reserves and experience to get through this match.
Yeah, good example set by the captain as always. He has done that. As we look at some more of these smashes that were recovered nicely. As he said, he really needed to pull out his complete arsenal if he was going to win this. And then it's those 26 unforced errors as well that didn't help. And if we look at how Iskander has been positioning himself, just that tiny bit of deception at the end is enough. And that confirms the unforced errors. 26, as Samuel was saying, you just look at it. If you're making about 6 to 7 per game, which is 11 points, then essentially throwing that game away. But smash winners, look at that.
And this is, I mean, it's no surprise. Often we see the younger players making more mistakes. It's about what they can make up with their attacking shots.
Exactly. So we move to the women's singles now. Lim Yin Fan against Tina Muritar. Lim Yin Fan's shown us that she has a solid enough game. Tina still making her way through the ranks. This should be, in terms of favorite and underdog, a win for Lim Yin Fan. Just shaking hands with Stephen Ong and Zhu Qing, who are service judge and umpire.
All right, we're down here once again with the managers. First, Ismail Saman from Bangsar Hawks BC, the home side. Tina had a rough time the other day on Sunday against Muar City. Was it the 11-point system? What was it? Will she have a better game today?
Yeah, for me, today is better game, and I happy a bit. But all my player good give a fight, and I hope Tina also can give a bit fight. If lost, it's okay, but really give 100% game.
And hopefully it'll be a 3-2 even if it goes down, right? All right, thank you. Ismail Saman from Bangsar Hawks. Right now over to Lieutenant Colonel Wong Ajit from Petaling BC. You're back playing Yin Fan. 2 wins, 1 loss for her. How would you rate her overall performance in the first half of season 1?
The first half, in fact, did pretty well, and then hopefully this second half. And she just came back today after I've been recovering from a short illness. So hopefully she can perform tonight.
We'll see how all of this pans out. Right now, back to you, the Ibu Court commentary box.
So, Ismail Saman, of course, very happy at the fact that his players already managed to get Bangsar on the score sheet with 2 points. Lim Yin Fan has been charged with coming back with as many as she can, really. 20 years old, has benefited on a couple of matches, I remember, from injuries to opponents, but has shown a solid enough game and should be enough to take out the 16-year-old Tina, 389th in the world. I wonder if she's going to show the same composure and technique as we just saw from Sati Ramachandran. That's just to confirm Stephen Ong will be our umpire for the day, or for the match. And Lim Su-ching, the service judge.
Yes, it will be interesting to see if Tina can get a foothold in this match against a more experienced and accomplished player. But if Lim Yin Fan was sick on Sunday, I saw her and she didn't look very happy. Obviously something was wrong, but sometimes these viruses or whatever they can be can take it a lot out of you without realizing it, so you won't really know that until you're put under pressure. So if Tina can find a way to just make her move, get some pressure points, perhaps there'll be a way to get through and get some more precious games for Bangsar Hawks.
I think that's what, well, that's what they will be looking for.
On my right, Petaling BC represented by Lim Yin Fan. And on my left, Bangsar Hawks BC represented by Tina. Petaling BC to serve, level, play.
Well, that's in stark contrast to Sati's first point, which of course was that clear winner. That one was aimed at being a clear winner, just wide. That was in.
That's another overhead cross-court smash. I wonder if that's something they've been really practicing in the Bangsar Hawk training.
Oh, both times now
sessions.
she's headed for that corner. It's worked. That's the same corner again, so she's 1 of 3 at the moment. Well, I have to say, Donald, this is the first game that I've watched today which is essentially an unforced error fest. 5 points played, 4 of them from errors. That one is one of those implied shots. So you really can't, I wouldn't put that as an error.
No, definitely not. That
Definitely
was
forced.
well worked tumbling shuttle. Can't always sometimes get anything onto that. It kind of clipped the net as it went over.
Well, she's doing all right so far. We just saw a shot of her father's watching on. And that really does highlight that this is a lot more than just a score. This is about awareness and exposure for some of these young players. For all we know, Tina could go on to become world champion when she's 26. That's 10 years from now. If she keeps dedicated, practicing, it might just happen. That was a nice shot. Seems very comfortable into that top right corner.
Yeah, Lim just not reaching that deceptive drop shot, and we saw in some of Lim's other games that she plays her best game when she's able to move a bit with a bit more freedom and cover the court. Again, we wonder if she's just had that illness, if that's giving her half a step behind the pace that she needs to be at to win matches.
And so far, apart from that,
and again,
shot to the top right corner, there doesn't seem to be much else that she's going to have to deal with. Safi Ramachandran, of course, showed a good all-round game, and that's what really took it to Iskander. At this rate, it is unforced errors that are again deciding it. That's 6-3 already to Tina. It's 9 of these 13 points decided by errors.
Of course, Lim Yin-Fun, national team player, will be feeling the same sort of pressure that Iskander had in his last match.
Perhaps more so now that they've dropped 2 games. Anyway, she's closing in on this first game and hasn't had to do that much, really.
Tamara's playing quite an attacking game, but making too many errors really to put pressure on her opponent.
Well, the clear winner stats are 2-0 to Tina. So the only person that's gone out to win points has been her. Nice change of direction there. Oh, that was very nice as well. Just that last drop. So 11-7. But those are Lim Yin-Fun's parents. There's a familial affair going on. But I wonder if her